Well, I started doing the service on the bike because it's brand new, and this is everything I got from the dealer. It was supposed to come with the bike. I got 2 rim locks. This is for the, you know, the perches if I want to get rid of the hand guards. These are the top of the hand guards and the bolt. This is a clean kit, I guess, for the gas tank. And then there's the throttle, and then there's a couple fuel things in there, a couple extra bolts. Now, what happened is when they, I guess the dealer, when they set this bike up, didn't know what they were doing, and they set the pin at the back. And what happens is when this kickstand comes down, it pushes up against the pin and shears the cotter pin, and then pushes, you know, your pin up and out. So that was one thing that went wrong. The other one is still installed upside down, or right side up, however you're going to look at it, but that should be fine on that side. Now, I'm not sure because this is my first KTM, okay? But I took these out. This has a screen on it, okay? This is just your filler plug. I know how to change a filter. I've been doing it for decades. I go underneath, and there's the plug that's underneath of the bike, the black one, okay? I know there's 2. One you're not supposed to touch with a ball bearing in it, and the other one's supposed to have a small filter in it. And there was no small filter in there, like at all. And I've run the bike for a couple of hours with no filter in the bottom. Now, is KTM supposed to provide that filter? Was it supposed to come in the bike on the 24? Or did somebody snatch it at the dealer because they needed one for their bike for the weekend? And now I got a bike that's basically junk because it's been running for a couple hours without a filter on the bottom. You know what I mean? And I noticed that there was some oil at the top of the case up here when I first got it, like where it was filled up, and I just figured it was a little low, so I didn't think anything of it, and I was like, hey, I'll get it on my first oil change. And there's no filter in the bottom one. There's no screen that was in this one. There was no screen, it was just a cap. So is that KTM or is that the dealer who did that? And you're gonna have to be out on the lookout for these guys on these pins too, like for the, you know, for your kickstand. And then this whole back section back here on this bike, all these plastic screws and stuff, by the time I came back from the first ride, all this stuff was loose. I'm talking like super loose. So I tried to thread lock it, but I don't think thread lock's gonna work for these. So I super glued them in so they would stop, they wouldn't, you know, come back out again just from vibration. And then on the other thing that got me too is the wiring, okay? The wiring, it goes for this tail light, right? It's kind of pissing me off. This is a factory issue because I don't think these guys, I don't think the dealer is putting these on. The wires that were going through here from the tail light and the signals, okay, run up along this fender on the inside, and then they got sent from the factory all cut to the tail light because it was in between here, and somebody ran the screw in through the wires instead of being able to pull this apart. I was wondering why this bolt wasn't going in, and it came right out. It's because it wasn't getting in because it was drilled through the wire loom, and all these wires were split. And my light was shorting out. So KTM, you might want to watch your quality, buddy. Main concern is what happened to that filter the screen underneath of the bike. Now, is that a warranty thing? With it being breaking in the bike and not having that screen in there, you know, and it's going for its first oil change, and I had to order one. I didn't get it from the dealer. I got it, you know, online, and I'm wondering if there's going to be any damage to the motor because that oil screen wasn't in the bike. So that's one of my main concerns right now. I find it really vague, the stuff that you can get, like the answers that you're getting on stuff like that. I can't believe it. Like, this is like supposed to be top of the line stuff, and I'm having all these problems. Like, no filter in the bottom of the, you know, no screen filter in the bottom at all. It's the right bolt. It's the black bolt, not the silver bolt. It's got the big X on it. The black bolt. There was no filter on it at all. So I'm like kind of concerned what's going on with the build quality on this. So I basically ripped the whole bike apart and then blue Loctite everything on it so it doesn't fall off anymore. Everything has been blue Loctited. So that's kind of ridiculous. I guess I'm a little pissed off that there was a hole in my wiring harness. It's my new bike and there's no screen that's down here for the drain plug that's supposed to be there. And, you know, for as much money as these things cost, me having to do all this stuff to get it to work out correctly. I don't know if it's the dealer's fault or if it's KTM's fault, but somebody's at fault. Anyway, I bought all this stuff to get it fixed. I'm just wondering if that's going to be a warranty issue for that underneath of here, for it not having any freaking, you know, no oil screen in it. Every other bike up to the 2023 bike had a screen in it. What, does the 24 not have a screen in it? Can anybody tell me? Because like in the instructions it's supposed to have a screen in it, and there's no screen in it. So I'm kind of at all like, well, how the hell is there no screen in it? Are you supposed to break it in and run it without the screen, and then they give you a screen? You know what I mean? Or is it, you know, what's going on with this?
Sweet salty socks.